Welcome back to Wake Up America. You are looking live at Trump Tower in New York City and the New York courthouse in Lower Manhattan. The civil suit brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James against the Trump Organization begins today, with the former president expected to be in attendance.
Yeah, so for more on that and the entire Trump legal situation, let's bring in former New Jersey Superior Court judge and the host of the Judging Freedom podcast, Andrew Napolitano. Thank you so much for being here, Judge. Trump, he will personally appear in New York State Supreme Court today in front of the judge who on Friday ruled that Trump committed fraud hundreds of times in the past 10 years and who stopped Trump of most of his New York real estate licenses. What's your reaction to this? I know the former president said on social that he will be there. What do you think that this is a good move for the former president to be there?
Well, John and Allison, good morning. It's a bit of a mystery as to why he wants to be there, other than perhaps because he is Donald Trump, and he may want to just look into the eyes of the judge in this case. This is a non-jury trial, so everything, the facts as well as the law, will be decided by one person, this judge. He's already ruled as a matter of law that Trump and the Trump Organization, Trump personally and his umbrella company, engaged in such a massive series of regular, consistent, and systematic frauds that he's not entitled to have his licenses to own, operate, manage, buy, and sell real estate. Trump's response is, wait a minute, nobody lost a nickel, nobody complained. The banks that you say I cheated got paid back in full. They made money, I made money, everybody's happy. But New York has a statute that permits the attorney general of the state to sue people who have defrauded banks, even if the banks didn't lose any money. And that's what Letitia James has done. Now, why is he there today? He's not a witness in the case. He may be a witness in the case when it's time for his case to come on, but that won't happen for another 3 or 4 weeks. He probably just wants to make it known to the public and to the court. He's concerned about the outcome, and he wants to watch the trial.
So, Judge, what will happen? So he'll be there. Will his attorneys speak for him and then they move on? How do you see this playing out today?
Okay, great question. Today is opening arguments. So the government's lawyers will address the court for about 2 or 3 hours and summarize their evidence. Then Trump's lawyers will do the same. That will probably take most of the day. When that's over, whether it's sometime today or whether it's not until tomorrow morning, the government will begin presenting witnesses, and its witnesses will consist of outside experts that it has hired to examine the books and records of the Trump Organization and former employees of the Trump Organization, including Alan Weisselberg, who was the chief financial officer and who pleaded guilty to some of this stuff and in return agreed to testify against his former employers.
As you mentioned, this is a non-jury trial, so meaning the justice will rule on the case itself. But can Trump get a fair shake in this trial? And will this appeal process take some time?
You know, we have a system in New York, John, of which I've been harshly critical, and that is where the prosecutors and the judges run for office. And so they identify Republican or Democrat. In this case, the attorney general ran for office as a Democrat saying, I'm going to get Trump. In this case, the judge ran for office, not mentioning Trump, but as a Democrat. The better system, of course, is where judges and prosecutors are apolitical and are appointed by the governor, confirmed by the Senate. That's not what we have here. Can he get a fair trial? According to him, he cannot. That the deck is stacked against him, and that's why we have appeals, but it's going to be a very expensive trial and a very expensive appeal.
All right, we will be following it. We appreciate your expertise, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, coming up after the break.